Sometimes we write a letter but never send it because we're afraid, or maybe we already lost the chance. This is my letter, but he will never read it. A letter I never sent him. My name is Amanda Clark. I live in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm 28 years old, and this is the letter I never sent him. Dear Noah, I don't know how to start. My hands are shaking. My heart is loud. Even writing your name, it hurts. You were everything. You still are. Even now, after all this time, I close my eyes and see your face, your smile, your eyes, the way you laughed when I said something silly. You never knew, but I watched you when you didn't see me. At the bus stop, in the coffee shop, in school halls. I was shy, too shy. I wanted to talk, but I only smiled. I remember that day. You helped me pick up my books. I dropped them on the floor. My face turned red. I was so embarrassed. But you just smiled and said, "No worries." Your voice was soft, warm, kind. It stayed in my mind for days. After that, I wrote about you every night. In my diary. In my letters. Letters I never gave you. You were like a song, a soft, slow song that plays in the heart. I saw you with her, the girl with long hair and loud laughter. She was not shy, she was bright, like summer sun. You looked happy, so happy. And I smiled too, but my chest, it felt heavy. I told myself, I just like him. It's nothing big. But I was lying. It was big, it was deep, it was love. But how can you love someone who doesn't even know you're breaking inside? One day I wrote you a letter. A real one, not in my diary. A real letter with my feelings. I wrote, "Dear Noah, I don't know how to say this, but I like you. A lot. More than a friend. I think about you every day. I just wanted you to know." I held that letter in my hand for 2 days, then 3, then a week. I never gave it to you. Why? Because I was scared you'd laugh or feel strange or stop talking to me, so I kept the letter in my drawer, next to my perfume and my old photos. Time passed. You finished school, I did too. We lost touch. But I never forgot you. Every time I saw someone with your haircut, I looked twice. Every time I heard someone say Noah, my heart jumped. Funny, right? How someone who is never really yours can break your heart so fully. I met someone else. He was nice, kind, gentle. But he was not you. Even when he held my hand, I thought about you. Even when he smiled, I remembered your eyes. I wanted to forget, but I couldn't. You were the first real feeling, the first heartache, the first dream that never came true. I found your photo last week in an old school yearbook, and I cried hard. Not because I missed you, but because I never told you, never gave you that letter. So here I am, writing again. To a boy who will never read this. But maybe, just maybe, it helps me breathe, helps me let go. Even just a little. Dear Noah, sometimes I wonder, what if I gave you that letter? What would you say? Would you smile? Would you laugh? Would you say, you too? Or maybe you'd walk away and never talk to me again. I will never know. because I was too afraid. I want to tell you about the day I almost gave it to you. It was raining. We were both in the school library. You were reading that book with the blue cover. You always liked that author. I remember. You sat by the window. Your hoodie was wet. But you didn't care. I walked past you, then came back, then walked again, holding the letter in my hand. You looked up and smiled. My heart stopped. You said, "Hey, Amanda." My name. From your lips. It felt like music. I smiled back, but I couldn't speak. I stood there for 5 seconds, maybe 10. And then I walked away. I didn't give you the letter. I couldn't. When I got home, I cried in my room. My mom knocked on the door. She asked, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." Because how do you tell your mom that your heart hurts from a love that never even began? The next week, I saw you holding her hand, the girl with the red sweater. You looked happy, like the world was soft. I went to the bathroom and cried again. I looked in the mirror and asked, "What's wrong with me? Why can't I be like her? Why can't I be brave?" But I wasn't brave. I was quiet, too quiet. I started writing more letters, pages and pages. I wrote to you every night. You never saw them, but they were real to me. In my letters, you listened. You cared. You smiled and said, "I feel the same." Only in the letters, not in real life. College came. You went far away. I stayed here, in Cleveland. Life moved on. People changed. But my heart stayed in that school hallway, where you said, "Hey, Amanda," and smiled. Years passed. I deleted your number, but I still remember it. Crazy, right? Sometimes I searched for you online, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, just to see if you were happy. You looked older, stronger, still handsome. And me? Still the same. Still writing letters I don't send. I told my best friend once about you. She said, "Just message him." I said no, because it's not about you now. It's about the girl I was, the girl who loved and stayed silent. Last month, I found the old letter, the real one. Yellow paper, faded ink, still folded, still waiting. I held it to my chest, closed my eyes, and whispered, "I forgive you." But really, I forgave myself. For being scared, for not speaking, for loving in silence. You were my first real feeling, my first silent heartbreak. And even though you never knew, you changed me. Because of you, I learned that love is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, so quiet. It lives only in letters. We never send, "Dear Noah, today." I did something strange. I wrote your name on a piece of paper, then I burned it. I watched the flames. Small, orange, soft. And I let go. Not of you, but of the pain. It's been many years, and you're still a part of my story. But now, you are not the whole story. I always thought you were the missing piece. But maybe I was the one who needed to find herself. I spent so long thinking I lost something, when really I found something else, my voice. Last week, I spoke to a group of teenage girls. I told them, Sometimes we love in silence, but you must speak, even if your voice shakes. I saw one girl with tears in her eyes. She said, "Thank you, I thought of you, of that day in the library, of the letter in my hand, of the words I never said." I wish I could go back just to tell myself, it's okay. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to not be chosen, but never forget you matter, even in silence. I don't know where you are now. Maybe married, maybe happy. I hope you are. I'm not sad anymore. Not the way I was. Now the sadness is soft, like an old song that plays quietly in the background. I still have dreams, big ones. I want to write a book one day. Maybe I'll call it The Letter I Never Sent. I'll tell my story, not just about you, but about all the things we carry in silence. You were my first love, even if it was one-sided, even if you never knew, and that's okay. Some stories are meant to be felt, not finished. Some people come into our hearts just to teach us how deep we can feel. This is goodbye, not with anger, not with regret, but with a soft smile and a peaceful heart. Goodbye, Noah. Thank you for being a part of the girl I used to be. I'm not that girl anymore. I'm stronger, wiser, and finally free. Love, Amanda. I never sent the letter, but I sent love into the world, and that was enough. If this story touched your heart, if you've ever had feelings you couldn't say out loud, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because somewhere, someone else has a letter they never sent to. And maybe this story helps them feel seen.